Looks like maybe this is working now. I finally am trying this with the Chrome browser, and as opposed to Safari, and maybe that's making some kind of difference. Well, the thought here is that I'm going to start doing these Abbots Addresses again, and I'm trying to figure out technologically how to make it work a little better, because I got into a lot of troubles trying to do it last time. It's just I got to a point where the technology and I just weren't getting along anymore, and so I kind of gave it a break. And I guess I'm still there, although it doesn't look like this is going live right now. I guess the question I would have is, how can I share this? There's a link. I'll go to my YouTube. I'll stay. Maybe I'll copy this link. If anybody actually joins, it's probably not going to be that interesting right now, but let's see if I can get this to work. Huh. Save. Wow. I'll go back over there. Let's go over here. Well, it doesn't look like this is something that anybody can see. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the best way. Maybe I can just use this live stream to record the Abbots Address, and if I like it, then it'll get saved as a post and people can see it that way. I wonder. Oh. Now I see that it looks like there's one person looking. Mike, is that you? that's interesting. So, Mike, you're there, but I can't see you, but it's not a video conference. So this is just the YouTube goes out and people can see it. Is that right? I guess that's right. This is me broadcasting. Well, I guess that's good. Yeah, how about that? Interesting. Well, you're trapped with me here now. And viewers can comment. That's cool. See, I was doing the Abbots Addresses for a while, and then my computer stopped working the right way, and I just kind of got over it. So I haven't been doing them for a while, but I'm thinking this might be a format that works. But I wonder if it's better to just go Facebook Live. I don't know. Interesting. Oh, okay. So Zenzon says you have to be logged in. Yeah. Interesting. So I'm curious, of the 4 people that are looking at this now, did you all come from Facebook? This is probably the case. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Hey, Clint. Okay. Yeah, I'm just checking out different formats to see if this works. Because I haven't done an Abbots Address in a while, and I'm wondering if this is a good way to do it. But is it not true? Maybe one of you guys know that if I do this and then I end it, that it'll save this as a YouTube video, and then I can post that to other places besides just Facebook. That's true, right? I think that would be true. Cool. I see. Sorry if this is really boring, guys. I'm just trying to figure out the platform here. Interesting. Now there's 6 people looking. That's kind of interesting. Hey, Zenzon, how are you? I'm thinking about this as a newer way to do the Abbots Addresses, but I'm not sure. If this is better, or it's just a live Facebook is better, or put this on the Facebook because it does both. I don't know. Well, as long as you guys are here, I'm interested in doing the Abbots Address stuff again. It's been a while. I cut it out for the Simplicity Ongo and everything. But if you've got topics that you think might be useful for me to cover, let me know, because I'm open to addressing whatever, Yeah, Facebook saves the videos, but can I share them? Holiday loneliness, yeah. That's a thing, isn't it? holiday loneliness can happen even if you're in a room with a lot of people, family and people like that, let alone if you're actually physically alone. And sometimes when you're with people that are family or people that you're supposed to feel really connected with, and you're there, but you still encounter aloneness, you still feel like not what the hallmark version of the experience is supposed to have on offer, it can really spiral, So the thing is to remember in terms of holiday loneliness, there's two different kinds of loneliness. There's the loneliness that's kind of sad, that's sorrowful, that feels disconnected. And then there's the solitude of the awakened. And they're not the same thing, really. The sadness that we can feel when we're feeling disconnected, whether we're in proximity to people or not, that's part of the first noble truth. That's part of suffering. That's part of not being connected with what we want to be connected with. So we have some image of how our family is supposed to be or what the holidays are supposed to be like, and our reality doesn't match that. And so we feel a sadness. It can also be being connected with something that we don't want to connect with. So, maybe the political views of the people that, you're connect with holidays, or the religious differences or whatever, or even just the fact that people have passed away and they're not there, or this isn't the kind of holiday you had when you were 10, which was great back then, or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of ways it can work out. But this business of being connected with the undesirable or not being connected with the desirable, that is part of the dukkha. That's part of just the general suffering. And at the holidays, it gets more intense. This is definitely a time when more people experience depression and sadness. The weather is different. There's pressure. Consumerism is being noted, and family pressures. And there's also a lot of expectations that we have, and memories from old times, and hopes for what it should have been. So it's often a very challenging time. But that's different from the awakened experience of solitude. When the Buddha came to awakening, we say that he said, "I alone am the Holy One, the world-honored one." He also said, "Isn't it wondrous, at once I and all beings attain the way." So there's a kind of a sense of solitude that's actually really holy and really deep. And so I use the word solitude for that. And so when that's what's afoot, it doesn't have the sad tinge to it. So, and it's more a recognition of oneness, really. So what I would say is that if you're in a situation with the holidays and it's very difficult, just call to mind all the other beings that ever have, are now, or ever will be connected with that same kind of suffering. The let down experience of the holidays, or whatever it is, the grieving over the loved ones that are not there, etc. Call those folks to mind and do intentions for them. Do metta practice. May they be well. May people find joy. May I find joy. And you can steer the mind over into metta practice. So when I do metta practice, it basically is whenever I encounter a difficulty or a suffering, then I say, may I work with the suffering in the light of my practice, and may the merits of this practice be dedicated to those who encounter the suffering that do not have the benefit of practice. May they find ease. So you take your practice and you dedicate the merit to those who are suffering. And that certainly can include, and was a good topic to include, people that are suffering in these holiday times. It's intense. It's a very real thing. So be the bodhisattva of the Christmas blues. Be the bodhisattva of the blues at Christmas, So don't run, don't hide, don't avoid, don't evade, don't just drink or whatever. I mean, actually go right into the experience, transmute it, offer it up in light of your own experience as a practitioner of the Dharma. This is the way of transforming poison into medicine. There's a really nice image in some Buddhist areas where they have the image of the peacock. I don't know how to make this stop boinging at me. Whoops. But the peacock is it's an image because it eats poison. It eats things that otherwise to other creatures would be poisonous, like rejection and loneliness and these kinds of things. And because of the way it digests the poison, it creates all the beautiful leaves, or not leaves, but feathers on the peacock. And so the peacock is an image in Buddhist culture of Tibetan Buddhist culture, at least, of transmuting poison into beauty, right? So you take in the lonely and you transmute it to solitude and give that benefit to those who need it most. Yeah. So any other topics? This is kind of fun. I can just actually respond. You can poke and I can try to respond. That's kind of cool. Is anyone seeing this besides just the... Oh, there's 3. Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, now I'm again, I'm descended into just trying to figure out how this thing is working again. So this could be a thing. I wonder how it would work if this was a thing. Like, what do you have to do? Like maybe you set a certain time when this goes down or something like that. That could be. Like a call and show of the schedule, maybe, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm wondering, you know. Like before the Abbots Addresses, I would just kind of take solicitations for topics and just kind of rap about it and then post it and send it. And, yeah, that's okay. But I mean, maybe if I can do this thing where, say, we had a certain time and then the Sangha knew, and then people can join in and we can like go back and forth live, that might be kind of cool. Maybe a mix of live and recorded is fine, huh? Interesting. To be pondered. All right. Well, I feel like that's good. Either way is great. The recorded videos too, yeah. All right. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll solicit some input on this. You know, I'll put something on the Facebook post and see if people think this is cool or whatever, and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime, folks, stress from the holidays, it's a real thing. Take it up, practice. Hey, Brad. That's kind of fun. I can see when people log in. Okay, everybody. I'm cooked.